last time is not how I start this, and we are back. Last time, got it right that time. Last time, we killed Matriarch Benezia? She was killed. She died. I do not take responsibility for that, for her death. We also potentially unleashed a horrible new species into the galaxy. We'll see with that. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, that's the more important things that happened last time, I think. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go talk with everybody to talk to. This is not the best. We really just hire one guard, don't we? Well, you know what? At least these quadruplets can find work. Open. Thank you. Does Joker have anything new to say? I know that our important. We can check. Joker. Hold on. Do I have anything? I do. It did say we have something new in the Codex.
Faster.
The Sovereign.
Is the flagship of the rogue Spectre's Saren. An enormous dreadnought larger than any other ship in any known fleet, it is crewed with both Geth and Krogan. At 2 kilometers long, its spinal-mounted main gun is likely capable of penetrating another dreadnought's kinetic barriers with a single shot.
Oh, that's good to know.
How Saren acquired this incredible warship is unknown. The prevailing opinion is that Sovereign is a Geth construct, while others believe it is a Prothean relic. Its design, however, hints at a more alien and mysterious origin. The attack on Eden Prime demonstrated Sovereign's ability to generate mass effect fields powerful enough to land on a planetary surface. This implies it has a massive Element Zero core and the ability to generate staggering amounts of power.
It's a very powerful ship that nobody else has. Good to know. Journal? Yeah. We got the Joker! Look around for any lore. Oh, we're still sitting inside the that place. Yeah, that's why we can't see space right now. We're inside. We're docked right now. Joker.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
Look, we're giving him. I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that you didn't leave the ship this whole time. Doesn't this ship? I feel like this ship would have air conditioning. How's the ship hanging?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything
Have we
they
already
said
asked
she'd
this?
be?
Maybe.
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I think we already asked these of you.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a
questions?
few questions?
I've already.
I can see where this is going. You want
Yep,
top of my
right,
class
I
in flight
remember.
school? I earned that. All those commendations in my file.
Yeah, didn't need to
I
ask.
earned
Sorry,
every-
Jim.
Sorry, we already
Okay.
asked this.
Put
Yep.
the Normandy
yep.
in my
See ya.
hands and I'll make her
Goodbye.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Oh, shit, okay, shit. You there, Presley. You have anything new to say, or are you still just hanging in?
Yes, Commander?
Okay. Well,
Carry
see you
on,
later.
Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Open, thank you. Anybody over here? I know that you're here, Caden. Yo.
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Of course. Have a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make.
We're not having a
Just
seat,
saying.
are we?
try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
I'll have you know that I have the power to quick save. There's basically nothing that can happen to me. Are you concerned for me?
It's a personal observation, Caden.
Maybe that's not my place. I don't want to send any bad signals, Commander. Just, working on what I've picked up. You tell me if I'm going too far.
Stop being vague. Yeah, stop being vague. Do you want to say something? Say something. Say it.
I'd love to, but I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. Do you get my meaning?
I get your meaning, but also, what have I let slide? Do you have an example that I perhaps have done?
You're talking about a particular example, aren't you?
You know the records about the biotic training out on Jump Zero? They're all classified, because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Why couldn't we do it alone?
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and EZO. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
Well, tell me about their experts.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
Then why not the Asari, maybe?
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
Okay, is that all the... Yep, that's all of those we can ask. You had a bad teacher?
Get your knuckles rapped a few times, Lieutenant?
Yeah, you could say that. Our instructor was a Turian by the name of Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father.
Ah!
Well, I told him my dad wasn't in the war. He'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to New Beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
This the part where I fix you is an insane thing to say. Where have I cut? I'm trying to think if I've cut any corners. I mean, the fact that I can't tell if I've cut corners is probably a bad thing. It either means I haven't cut corners and just haven't been paying attention, or I just haven't been cutting corners. Both are equally likely. I don't see the
So why are
connection.
you telling me this?
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
saying I'm cutting corners somewhere?
I'm saying it's probably inevitable that we'll have to, and when that happens, I want to help you. When someone important to you is up on a ledge, you help them. Keep them from mistakes better made by a kid.
I mean, you know, you're assuming a lot. Mayhaps I can get off that ledge by myself, or do something on that ledge that would require your help, but I could do it yourself without your help.
So you think you have leave to talk like we're more than officers?
Damn!
I got some signals. Maybe some static too, I guess. If I'm out of line, just say the word.
I could see where this is going. I mean, I don't know. Okay, and you're fine and all, but you know, you know, you're out of line. Sorry, bro. You're great and all, but you know.
Sorry, Caden. This was just a battlefield thing.
There's my answer then. I'm sorry to have bothered you, Commander. I got some mixed signals. With your permission, I shall return to my duties.
With your permission, I'm gonna go bury my head in a bucket. Oh, sorry, bro. Honest. Is there anything in here? Nope. Okay. So when you're playing the space alien dating sim, I think it would be weird to not, more exotic option. There's nobody resting in these. Didn't it say that, like, they, like, take shifts on and off to, like, sleep in these? There's nobody sleeping now. You know what? They're all working. Good for them. What's in my locker? Oh! The Tornado 6 and the Naginata also 6. Gimme. And one thing that I forgot was the icon for. Oh, right! I forgot. Last time I did, like, right before I logged off, not logged out, removed myself from the game, I did go through, like, every single one of these and trash anything that was either I had, like, more than 2 of, or, you know, was really low rank. Yeah, same with all of our armor, mostly. Anything that was light or medium, or like ranked 1s or 2s. I also went through all of these, and anything that wasn't rank like 5 or higher, I just got rid of. Same with all of these, and all of these. So next time we see a shop downstairs, we'll go talk to him. Yo there, Dr. Chocolates, you have anything new to say?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on
Right, we already
I
asked this.
listed-
You don't have anything new to
Humanity
say, it's
needs
just...
the Alliance if we
I
want...
should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
You there, Liara. Sorry about your mom, by the way.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
You don't feel bad?
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
Goodbye. Yeah, she still is with you,
The
somehow.
best of your mother lives on in you.
Yeah, those.
Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Yeah, but like partway through that whole spiel, it sounded like she was like being mind controlled somehow by Saren. We already talked about these two with you, I think. Let's talk about you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
And yet here you are, blowing things up with your mind. On a spaceship, attacking someone who's gonna... Do we know what he's gonna do yet? I don't think so. He has a really powerful ship. Do you enjoy what you do?
You must enjoy something about it.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
Very, very white and like black and white options we have here. Oh, I'm fascinating. Don't you ever talk to me again. You think I'm fascinating?
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study.
I went depth.
No, that's even worse.
Don't try to study me. Relax.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool.
Not that
Now
much.
you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
See, but that's the thing with saying things embarrassing. All you need to do is put yourself in front of a computer and a microphone, start playing games, and every embarrassing thing you say, it just ends up being funny. I hope. Right, guys? Right? Guys? I think we already asked about those two.
I should go.
We should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Thank you, Liara. I have something new in the Codex. That's not the Codex. This is not the Codex. This is the Codex. Extinct races. Oh boy. And technology. What do we... Data disks? Did we... Is that... We already learned about the beacon, right? Right, I remember this one because of Carl Jung. Jung? Whatever. I don't know what it was talking about when it was flashing. Technology. Biotics. Life as a biotic. Biotics possess extraordinary abilities, but they must live with minor inconveniences. The most obvious issue is getting adequate nutrition. Creating biotic mass effects takes such a toll on metabolism that active biotics develop ravenous appetites. The standard Alliance combat ration for a soldier is 3,000 calories per day. Biotics are given 4,500, as well as a canteen of potent energy drink for quick refreshment after hard combat. Okay. Another issue is electric charge. Electricity accumulated in Starship drive cores must be discharged, and so must the electricity in a biotic user. Biotics are prone to small static discharges when they touch metal. Unfortunately, human biotics also face suspicion and persecution, beginning with the popular misconception that they can read and control minds. Biotics symbolize the dehumanization of mankind to people philosophically or religiously opposed to gene modification and cybernetics. Militaries are the only organizations that always welcome biotics, offering them huge recruitment incentives. Well, I feel like I could. I was gonna say I wouldn't mind being a biotic. I could just like having to eat more a day. I already eat too much. That's just even things out a little bit. Unless that electricity ain't shit. But that would also mean I'd have to, like, you know, have discipline and whatnot to be able to, like, not break my bones to use my powers, and I don't have time for that. All right, down we go, I guess. Talk to everybody else. We talk to him, the most important person here. That's the Alliance Requisition Officer. Hello.
Looking for supplies?
Looking to offload supplies. Yes.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Sell all junk. Hold on, let's see how much money we have. First off, we have 225573. 225573. Sell all junk. Woohoo! It's not bad. All right. Oh, we can afford some of the good stuff. A HMWP 7. Oh, good heavens. It has really good accuracy. Really good damage. Really good heatsink. Or, well, I don't know how well that I don't know how to interpret that heatsink capacity. I don't. Has it been explained anywhere? If anybody watching, could you please explain heatsink capacity, how that number works? Is it like the higher, better? I assume higher is better. Is that like how long we can fire? Oh, that's bright. Do I want to buy this? Hold on, what's... It costs quite a bit. No. Alright, now let's just... Oh, look at this. I can't even scroll through my assault rifles. I still have so many different types of shotgun. I have all these. Can't even scroll through you. Armor, I still have a lot of. Alright, that's fine for now. Yo, Garrus.
Commander, how are you?
Let's talk about you and CSEC?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Goodbye. No, keep talking.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
Really?
He's not impressed that you're going after Saren?
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
No kidding.
You were asked to be a Spectre.
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate, me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability.
Fair.
He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
Too bad. I mean, that's very understandable. Me in real life, I don't like the idea of a Spectre, but you know, me in video game land, hell yeah, that's cool as hell. It's like, I get to break as many rules as I want, be powerful, hell yeah. But in real life, too bad.
Not all Spectres are like Saren, you know.
Of course not. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Ooh, would my shepherd agree with that? I think she would.
You're a quick learner, Garrus. We'll beat him at his own game. It's the only way to stop someone like him.
I'm right behind you, Commander.
Codex. Yeah. I really... My shepherd so far is very... You know, we are a good person, but, you know... not willing to do some bad things to do the greater good. Whether or not that's a smart idea, you know. Also, we have something new in the Codex. Cancel races. Oh boy. While Turians are individuals with personal desires, their instinct is to equate the self with the group, and set aside personal desires for the good of all. Turians are taught to have a strong sense of personal accountability, the Turian honor that other races find so remarkable. Turians are taught to own every decision they make, good or ill. The worst sin they can make in the eyes of their people is to lie about their own actions. Turians who murder will try to get away with it, but if directly questioned, most will confess the crime. Turians have a strong inclination toward public service and self-sacrifice, so they tend to be poor entrepreneurs. To compensate, they accepted the mercantile Volus as a client race, offering protection in exchange for their fiscal expertise. Excuse me. The Turian military is the center of their society. It is not just an armed force, it is an all-encompassing public works organization. The military police are also the civic police. The fire brigade serve the civilian population as well as military facilities. The Corps of Engineers builds and maintains spaceports, schools, water purification plants, and power stations. The Merchant Marine ensures that all worlds get needed resources. Let's talk about their doctrine. That's a lot of words. Although they lacked the brutality of the Krogan, the skill of the Asari, and the virtuosity of the humans, the Turian military has formidable discipline. Officers and NCOs are lifers with years of field experience. Enlisted personnel are thoroughly trained and stay calm under fire. Turian units don't break. Even if their entire line collapses, they fall back in order, setting ambushes as they do. A popular saying holds, you will only see a Turian's back once he's dead. Boot camp begins on the 15th birthday. Soldiers receive a year of training before being assigned to a field unit. Officers train for even longer. Most serve until the age of 30, at which point they become part of the reserves. Even if they suffer injuries preventing frontline service, most do support work behind the lines. Biotics are uncommon. While admired for their enhancing skills, biotics' motives are not always fully trusted by the common soldier. The Turians prefer to assign their biotics to specialist teams called cabals. Command and control is decentralized and flexible. Individual squads can call for artillery and air support. They make extensive use of combat drones for light duties and practice combined arms. Infantry operates with armor, supported by overhead gunships. Strategically, they are methodical and patient, and dislike risky operations. Tradition is important. Each legion has a full-time staff of historians, oh boy, who chronicle its battle honors in detail. The oldest have records dating back to the Turian Iron Age. Ooh. That's something really neat to think about. Is the, quotation marks, medieval age of aliens. That's neat. If a legion is destroyed in battle, it is reconstructed rather than replaced. Reconstituted, rather. The Turians recruit auxiliary units from conquered or absorbed minor races. Auxiliaries are generally light infantry or armored cavalry units that screen and support the main Turian formations. At the conclusion of their service, the auxiliaries recruits are granted Turian citizenship. Neat. Ashley!
Commander?
How are we doing?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Commander. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. You know, you really should talk to T'Soni about her mom. She has to be hurting.
Already did.
Just saying, Commander.
Yeah, well, you know what? We defeated the Rachni once before. If they get grumpy again, we can deal with them. Can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Well, he's available.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Ooh. Caden, A relative? I wonder how she's related to you. Let's go with Caden.
Are you interested in the lieutenant, Chief?
Fraternization is against regulations, ma'am. Don't ask, don't tell. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Well, I won't ask if you do tell. I didn't really mean to. I kind of just wanted to hang out. You were,
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
yeah, it's charming. Anyway. Oh boy, alright. Let's talk about your father.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
Tell me about your mom, then.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Tell me about your sisters, then.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
I would be, damn. Then, where do you live? What's your specific address?
Where did you grow up?
All over.
Fair enough.
We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
And you raised your sisters.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Tell me about it.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
What the hell's a vid mail? Sorry, my dog just started barking outside my door. It's just a vid mail. Don't worry about it. Yeah. No means no.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Let's talk about the police.
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
So what'd you know? Jiu-Jitsu? Taekwondo? Krav Maga?
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
The swords? And you learned every type of gun that we have.
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand-to-hand.
Krav Maga. So what happened with Mike?
Did anything happen while you were home?
My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her.
Ah.
I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's... Wow.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Can we get her up here?
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
He should have been sorry before he tried to do whatever. Punch her. That was pointless. I hate it. Interesting story, rather.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there.
Have you tried?
I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone.
You've lost me.
For always roaming
God,
with a
she's still
hungry
good.
heart, much have I seen and known. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
You read poetry?
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around.
I mean, Rex is just
was
right
my
there.
dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Want to go ask Rex what he thinks a haiku is? Really?
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. From the afterlife, you mean?
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
This is not a First off, this is not a discussion I thought that would have in Mass Effect. It's pretty interesting. The idea of like sci-fi religion. There's a little bit of that in Starfield that I'm playing through right now as well. Just keep it to yourself. You remember, don't ask, don't tell? Well, I don't remember asking. Are you? I don't care.
Your beliefs are your business. I'm your commanding officer, not your moral compass.
I appreciate that, Skipper. I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Skipper.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Oh, I leveled up from talking to Ashley. We could level up once we get to once we start getting into the thick of things again. Yo, Rex, what god do you believe in?
What do you want, Shepard?
Nope. Let's talk about you.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Go on.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Were there not ways to do that on your system?
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
Interesting.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
And you decided that was bad.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I'm almost out of beverage. What about Jared?
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No,
with the title Warlord.
He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows. near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
I have one guess as to what happened there then. You went?
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
What? Your
Jared
father?
was your father?
He was. Until that day.
A lot of father talk going
We
around. A
talked.
lot of family talk.
But we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Yeah, that's as good as reason as any.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
Kinda. Be interesting to see.
I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Really?
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Where's it?
Who has it?
Or that?
Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people.
Do we know where he is?
He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Well, we have a new side mission.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Good.
So long, Rex.